Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this EU Masters 2-game slate on Tuesday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Before I get started, if you can subscribe, like, I really appreciate it. Comment if you have any questions. All right, let's get to it. So early on, for the 2 games, you got Mouse Esports versus Rogue, LDLC versus BTXL. Group stage is over in the EU Masters, so this is the knockout stage. So it's going to be the top 8 teams, the top 2 teams from each group. They're all going to compete against each other. It's a best of 3 series. The best team out of all the groups as far as record was Mouse Esports. No team went undefeated. They went 5-1. And even the game they lost versus Fnatic, they should have won. They kind of just threw the game. One bad play at the last minute kind of screwed them over. But should have been 6-0. My opinion, they've been the most dominant team in the entire tournament. So I am picking Mouse Esports to beat Rogue. Rogue is a pretty decent team as well, though. But I think Rogue and XL have the least upside out of every team on this slate. BTXL did play good in their last 3 matches. They had to win their last 3 to get into their last 4 to get into the group, the knockout stage, which they did. They had been playing good. First weekend they went 0-3, so they have 4 wins in a row. So they have been playing really good. But same with LDLC. They were playing yesterday in the knockout to get into the knockout stage. They had to win 3 matches to win the group, and they did. They went out and won all 3. Before that, they won 2. So they have 5 wins in a row. They've been playing really good. So as of right now, I do like Mouse Esports and LDLC as my favorite. If I was to pick an upset, XL would be the one I'm looking at just because they've been playing pretty well as well. They're a good team too. All these are good teams, so I can see it all going crazy way. But I feel pretty confident in Mouse Esports and LDLC to win a best of 3 series. But in the top lane, I mean, you got Token for Mouse, you got Bando for LDLC. That's the only issue for LDLC. He dies a ton, so you got to be careful with that. I do really like Token up top lane, 2 kills per game, 5.7 assists. Top lane's nothing too fancy usually. The junglers is where you really want to look. Tinks has been looking like the best jungler in the entire tournament. Been really, really solid. If LDLC wins, it's just going to be because of Tinks. Tinks has to apply that early pressure on the map. If he does, they're usually going to be winning. Obsessed for Mouse Esports really turned it up. They don't have his last 3 games, but really turned it up in that second weekend. He was playing really, really solid. I think he got 10+ assists in each game. Taxer for BTXL. He's a key piece I would make sure I include. Like I mentioned, none of these guys really have crazy upside. These are his 6 games, and none pops off kind of like all the other teams do. You'll see, like in the mid lane, you got probably the best mid laner in the tournament. Leader. I think since this is an updated, he was like at 6.76 kills per game. He led the entire EU Masters in the group stage in kills per game. I think it's going to continue. Practically had over 30 fantasy points in each game. Just been really dominant. Theo for LDLC, like I mentioned, really turned it up over this last weekend. Played really solid. And then the 2 mid laners for the other teams, I don't really want to speak on them. They're not too special. The 80 carries is where I do want to talk. Jessica and Hades led the group stage in KDA, which practically meaning they had the best kill to death ratio. Jessica played a really solid 4.3 kills per game, 9 assist point. He leads. He's like, other than supports, he leads everyone in assists per game, which is crazy for an AD carry. Usually you see the top laners or the supports or the junglers lead in assists, but he leads everyone other than the supports in assists, which is really good. You got Hades. He had a 37 KDA. He only died 2 times. The first 2 games of the tournament, he died, and he still played really good. He went 10-1 in one, and 2 and 8-1 in the other. He's been playing really, really solid. He's only died twice in the entire tournament. The last 6 games, he hasn't died at all. Just been playing really, really good. Key piece if you're going to be playing LDLC. That's really where the teams differentiate themselves, in my opinion. The AD carries and the mid laners is a huge gap, in my opinion, why I think Mouse and LDLC is going to win. Promise Q, 8.3 assists per game, pretty solid for support. Yellow Star, last I checked, he was like 7.8 in assists per game, which is pretty solid. But if you notice, I really just talk about Mouse and LDLC because I do prefer them in this matchup. But if you're looking at an upset, XL is probably the way I would look for sure. But yeah, that's really it. Thanks for watching. 4-3 stack Mouse Esports and LDLC. You should be able to fit probably 2 AD carries or 2 mid laners in your captain spot. So you should be good. But thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe. Thank you.